Hello, Wise to West scholars. Today we're going to take a look at political cartoons. Political cartoons comment on the world around us and current events. They poke fun while making the viewer think. We'll be learning about the working parts of a political cartoon and analyzing successful political cartoons. And you'll be using this knowledge to help you create your own political cartoon, so pay close attention. Let's go ahead and look at what effective political cartoons include. Effective political cartoons share an author's point or message on a topic using a title and labels or dialogue. No explanation should be needed. I always like to start off by reading the title, by looking at what's going on in the cartoon or the actions taking place, and then looking closer at the labels, dialogue, and details from the setting or scene. Let's go ahead and practice with this one. Main title is Cybercrime. When I look at what's going on in the cartoon, I notice that there's a multi-headed dragon that looks like it's threatening the person in the tower, and they're surrounding it as shown by this dragon here, and notice a couple of these guys are licking their chops. When I look closer, I notice that there's a label on the tower of business. So I know that the person in the tower represents businesses. And when I look at what the dragon is being labeled as, it's hackers. So I know that hackers are threatening businesses. Now let's read the dialogue. That's right. Pay my ransom and I'll leave you alone. Nether Dragon Head, speak for yourself. Adding this dialogue in just really puts the icing on the cake. From looking at all the labels, the actions, and the title and words in labels and dialogue, I get the idea of what the author's point is. The author thinks that cybercrime is a huge problem, and because there are so many hackers, when you think you've taken care of one, you've got others that will threaten you. And businesses are the ones being held up or threatened by these hackers. Effective political cartoons use images that capture the reader's attention. Take a look at this political cartoon. What are the first two things that you notice? When I look at this cartoon, the first thing that I notice is the facial expression of the dinosaur, the T-Rex dinosaur. And I notice the little teeny hands that are trying to move on the dinosaur. So let's go ahead and break this one down. Title, The Future of Energy. When I look at what's going on in the cartoon, I see a T-Rex dinosaur that's trying to leave and push on the future, but is unable to make it through the door because of their size and because their little teeny hands won't be able to push based on their makeup. When I put that together with the future of energy, it's pretty clear that for fossil fuels, there won't be any future, according to this cartoonist. Effective political cartoons use facial expressions to support the author's point or opinion. So it's really about selling that viewpoint. Let's take a look at this cartoon. Title, Inflation, Polls, and Biden. What's going on in the picture? I see a hot air balloon that's lifting up Uncle Sam. And I see President Biden being weighed down by this ball and chain here. When I look at the labels, I see inflation and polls. And when I put it all together and I look at the facial expressions, go ahead and look at the facial expression of Uncle Sam. What emotion do you see? I see fear in the way that his teeth are and the way his hands are clenched, and I see sweat pouring off of him. When I look down at President Biden, I see sweat off his brow and a concerned look and like he'd like to help, but he's kind of tied back. And when I put this all together, this cartoonist seems to think that inflation is hurting America as represented by Uncle Sam and could be dangerous for us. President Biden is unable to help right now, and this has shown that the polls are keeping him or weighing him down. But if I don't have those facial expressions, it could simply be Uncle Sam off for a joyride, or President Biden standing by and watching. It's those facial expressions that sell this one.